Hi everyone, Pam Kinneberg here with facepaint.com. Today we are going to paint pine cones and boughs just in time for all your Christmas designs. I'm going to show you the colors. I'm using Craze White, Craze Puppy, Craze Royal Blood, and Craze Dragon Dance. I'm going to start off with the Lily Brush by Mark Reed, and we're going to make a pine cone. First I load my paintbrush with white, and then I take off the excess paint of about at least half the bottom of that brush, and then I take my puppy color and mix the dark brown and the light brown together to create sort of a medium brown. And I'm doing the same with the Royal Blood. I'm mixing the black and the red together. I'm taking some of the excess white off on a sponge and then loading about half my brush with the brown color, and then cleaning off the little end on the tip and loading that just little tip with the dark red color. Now I'm going to start my petals to form my pine cone, and I'm going to go all around with little petals to create the outer pine cone shape. At the bottom I'm doing like a double petal to create a little wider pine cone portion down there, and then just fill the middle in, continuing around with those little petals. I've loaded my brush a couple of times during this process. If you want to darken some of those areas, you can do that later on to give depth. Now that I have my pine cone done, I'm going to go in with my Dragon Dance and my 3/4 inch flat brush. I'm going to use just the middle section here. I don't want it to get too dark or too light, and I'm going to load my brush there. I start with the stem, and then I do the little pine needles, flicking my brush, moving it a little different in different ways to create sort of a random feel to those pine needles. And I sort of flick my brush to make a little longer ones. So some are shorter, some are longer, and they're going in sort of a few different directions so that it's just not a perfect pine needle. And you see how I kind of just flick my brush so that I get some longer needles. Then I'm going to do also one at the top just to balance it out. We want it to look more like it does in nature. If you just go down the stem and do bum, 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 the same length, the same direction, it just looks kind of forced. And then using still the 3/4 inch, I'm just going to bring out some longer needles just for interest around the design. Next, I'm going to take my number 1 Craze brush and create some swirls and teardrops using white to bring in contrast and add some pretty teardrops to this design. You can do whatever you want to here. Now I'm using brown to create some branches, and I'm just doing it sort of wiggly to create a little bit more organic feel to my branches, like you would see in nature. Now I'm just using a little bit of red from that Royal Blood wood stroke for my holly berries. And then finally going in and making little dots for snow. And I think this is really a nice touch to this design. It really makes this pop, just kind of all over. Now I'm going to flick. I have my brush loaded with white, and I'm just going to flick with my thumb. You see how it gets all those little dots, kind of like little tiny snowfall. I think that really is a fun technique to use on this design. Add some highlights to those berries so that they're a little bit more obvious. And you can add some snow to the edges of your pine cone if you would like. Finally, I'm going to use liquid bling. This is called Sparkle White, and I'm going to add that to the ends of my pine cone. And this will make those just sparkle and glittery, and I think that's a really nice finishing touch. So there it is. Happy painting, everyone. Enjoy your Christmas designs.